We've been talking a lot about the importance of budget, and when I say budget, I am not referring to your personal budget, but the overall budget of the country. And it is that time of the year where we will be hearing from the Minister of Finance what the budget for 2023 is. This is Econo Chat Let's Talk Business with Mr. Daniel Steinman, and of course hosted by Elsabe Timinyane. Welcome, Mr. Daniel Steinman.
Hello, Elsabe, and hello all the listeners. Good to be here again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and we are moving closer to the budget.
Yeah.
This year about a month earlier, but the financial year or the fiscal year has not changed. It is still April to March.
Yeah.
So there's ample time to do all the debating around the appropriation bill, which is the nice name, the fancy name for the budget. So we're looking forward to the 23rd of February. It's a Thursday in the afternoon. The minister will table the budget, and as you know, after the budget speech, then the discussion of the votes start. That takes a while, but what's very important, also, is that you can't stop a country. The country needs to run all the time.
You can't shut it down.
Yeah. You can't shut it down and say, okay, now, like the Americans claim they do, which is also nonsense. Bring everything to a halt and say, no, we're waiting for budget. Companies are very fond when they don't want to pay your invoice. No, we're waiting for budget. We can't pay now. So it doesn't work like that with the country. Country has to go on all the time. So the whole budget process is a continuous process. It's a rolling process. And you also see something of that whole concept in the medium-term expenditure framework, which is popularly known as a rolling budget. And the only reason why they do it, why the Ministry of Finance does it, is because it gives you sort of an advanced view, 12 months ahead and 24 months ahead of what you think now you can expect then. So obviously you can see from what I've said, it's very unrealistic to think that you will know exactly what the budget in 2 years or 3 years from now will look like, but it gives you a benchmark, sort of like a measuring stick. We are over or we are under. And now, talking about over or under, Elsabe, the very exciting thing is we get the first indication of the updated GDP, gross domestic product, figures for the current financial year in the next budget. Let that sink in. In August, we get the annual financial or the annual national accounts. The national accounts gives us a very clear and reliable picture of what has happened up to the 30th of March the previous year. So we don't know exactly now, as we sit here and we talk and we approaching the next budget, we don't know exactly what this financial year looks like. That's why you will see in the budget they work on estimates. Even now, very close to the end of the financial year, is basically a month and a week away from the end. You don't have the final figures, and you have to prepare a budget. And as I said, you can't switch everything off. You have to carry on. So this is the reason why estimates become so important, and the whole methodology of how the estimates work is a science in its own. And I have to tell you, since 2003, when Namibia first went over to the medium-term expenditure framework type of budgeting, up to now, or the last couple of years, we have developed an incredible depth in our capacity to budget and to analyze previous financial years, but specifically to estimate. Because when you estimate, you can just pull the figures from thin air, but then they're useless. When you estimate, the figures must be reliable. But you need a bit of know-how and a bit of experience how to estimate properly so that those figures are actually reliable. And we didn't have that in 2003. We didn't even have it in 2013 when we commemorated the 10-year anniversary of the MTEF. But we certainly have it today, 20 years later.
20 years later.
Yes. To put it in a nutshell, if you compare our national budgets now to 20 years ago, we certainly know what we're doing today.
Which is a good thing. And on that note, let's quickly go for a short break. When we return, we will then touch more on the national budget for 2023.